So in this video we're going to talk about classes and sort of functions in the classes. So when you want to create an entity, you might know that it's variable name equals entity, and then your things like the model equals cube and the texture equals, like, I don't know, grass. You run it and obviously there's grass. Also, there's one thing I didn't tell you about before, but there's a thing called editor camera, which lets you pan, zoom in, and look around the world, which is very cool. But that's not the point of this episode. We will be talking about class. So, when you use a class, you might want to like customize the class. So we'll call this thing a cheese. Right, and say you want like 5 different cheeses, so cheese 1 equals entity, and then you have all the arguments, and then you have to like continuously do that over and over again. But with a class, you can create the class name and invoke it from the entity class, which is from Athena, and you can do this very long step where you define underscore init, and then you just do that. And you can do super dot init, and then in here is where you put your arguments, so parent equals scene, and then your model, but you don't have to set it. What I like to do is set the do kw args. No. Self and self, sorry, and then also add it into here. KW args. Don't know what the KW stands for, but once you've done that, you can now obviously you can set your variables in here. So self dot var1 equals 0, and there we go, and self dot var2 equals 1, and then you could say like define update. So in a class you can have an update as a part of it. No matter if you've got an update in your main function, you can also do input. So put self in this one. Then we could say self dot var1 plus equals time dot dt. So these both to 0. Then what you could say is if self dot var1 is bigger than or equal to 10. No, actually make it shorter. 5, and then we could do print 5 seconds have passed, and then you can self dot var1 equals 0. And once you've done that, that'll obviously use the timer and time the delta time from the last video. So if we just we'll keep that. So what you can do now is variable name and then equals, and then we call it cheese, so just call cheese, and then we can give it a model, which would be cube. We'll give the text, we'll set the color to color dot green, and then we'll change the y position to not 23 to just 2, and then we'll add another version. So I don't know if this actually would work. Model equals cube, y equals 4. Let's try that. Actually, I don't think you need quarks in that. I think it's just that upper part there. So after 5 seconds, it should create another version up there. 5 seconds have passed. I don't know why it's not showed the model. You might actually need the coargs are actually kw args. Yeah, yeah, you do. So after 5 seconds it'll then create another version above it. There you go. Which they are both cheese, and then that version will create another version of itself, but it will create it in there. So you can obviously modify that to get the current position. So position equals 0, 0, 0. That's the current position, and you could say position equals position. And you can obviously modify it in here, but that now makes it a required argument that you need the position, I believe. So if you were to not put a position argument in here, it wouldn't work, I think. Double check. Okay, we'll RP that. Oh, forgot to put a comma. My bad. So it's created it on the grass, which that worked, and then yeah, it's created another one there. So no, you don't need, it doesn't become required, but that just sets the default position to 0, 0, 0. What we could do actually as well, could say self.position equals self.new underscore POS. We could say that the new POS self.new underscore POS. So if we define up here, self.new underscore POS equals 0. Self.new YPOS, self.new YPOS plus equals 2. So we'll change that one to 2. Self.new YPOS. Sorry, don't need that. Y equals, and then that should create a new version every 5 seconds, 2 positions above itself. I don't know, so let's check. I don't think it has. Oh, okay, actually, yeah. So let's wait another 5 seconds. Should create one up here. Yep. So, anyways, that's classes, and whatever that sound was. So that is classes. So, yeah, pretty nifty stuff. See ya.